What's the number one challenge for businesses today?
Workforce development, attracting, recruiting, and retaining people.
And that's why we created this podcast, designed for the frustrated CEO, the under-resourced recruiter, or the overworked manager, to give you the tools to tackle those WTF moments.
It's time to open another workforce therapy file.
Hey everybody, we're back here, Workforce Therapy Files at the Kentucky SHRM Conference 2025, and I've got Rawleigh with me, who was sat with us last year.
I did.
Yeah, so Rawleigh, tell us who you are, what you do, and update us on what's going on in life.
Well, again, my name is Rawleigh Richardson. I am part of the Kentucky SHRM Council, State Council, and what I do with them is I'm with their public relations team and marketing. And since when we were talking, I had said, hey, I have an organization I'm forming, which was called HumanKind Consulting. So I'm actually launched it in 2023, but since then I have kind of obtained some clients. I have worked with some organizations, and since really started branding that name. So that's where I've got my shirt right now that kind of says, logo. I am there, I exist, and I'm here to serve.
Yeah. They always say, the old saying, the cobbler's son has no, or the cobbler's children have no shoes because he's too busy making other people's shoes.
Absolutely.
So, the logo, it's like, I'll get to that. First of all, I got to take care of these clients.
Yes.
What are some of the things you're working on, or you have worked on with your clients in the last year?
So right now, since there's been this reduction in force, unfortunately, due to a lot of reasons, we're just going to call it that, I've been supporting some of my clients with their optimizing their LinkedIn page and with their resumes and trying to give them some career coaching on how to land that next role. I'm also working with some organizations to kind of help them understand some of the legal issues that are happening today, especially when it comes to wage and hours. Okay. So I had a client that needed some support on really understanding the exempt and non-exempt contract stuff. So I'm trying to do what I can to kind of make the workplace a better place, really putting the human back into humankind and the human resources. So that's kind of where my focus is going to be in.
Sounds like good work.
It's great work. One of the biggest things that I did is had the opportunity to become an employee relations investigator, and there's a right way and a wrong way to do it, and sadly enough, you learn through mistakes. So I did it a couple of times the wrong way, but then I started to learn from those mistakes, and since then, there's definitely a way to be a risk avoider, making sure that you're actually working with the person that is allegedly making these conflict issues, and protecting the organization as well. So,
yeah, it's a delicate balance.
It is a delicate balance, absolutely.
Well, Rawleigh, I'm going to ask you, if somebody wants to reach out to you, they need your skill set, which everybody does, right now, in some way. So if somebody wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
Oh, absolutely. You can follow me on LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn page just for my business alone. I also have a web page. And you can find me on LinkedIn under my name, Rawleigh Richardson. Now, be mindful, even though that name is very unique, my son has it as well. Okay. So if you see one that looks like an engineer, that's not me. That's my boy.
And Rawleigh spelled Rawleigh.
That is correct.
Okay. So look for Rawleigh out there. Sounds like he's got a really well-rounded background. Could probably help a lot of people. Rawleigh, we have a question from our last guest for you, and then you're going to leave a question for the next one. So,
okay.
You ready for this?
I'm going to give it a shot.
Right. They're looking for culture tips. Examples of success in culture. What are some examples of cultural success that you've seen that you could pass on to other people?
You know what? I have attended this Kentucky SHRM Conference today, and they talked a lot about AI and how important it is to really build the right things for your organization. So Copilot is one of the tools that they made a recommendation for. So you really need to kind of apply your mission statement, your vision, who you really are, and then ask the question to Copilot. Now, newsletters is a great way of doing it, engaging in some stay interviewing, asking the team members, why do you stay? What
Yeah.
makes you want to be here? And then, even though we've kind of moved away from affinity group, there are some things that you can do to kind of find out what are you interested in, so you can create those kind of groups to kind of get people to be more engaged in your organizations.
Sounds like communication is the key.
Communication
across all
is
that.
absolutely the key. Again, I support utilizing AI, but definitely keeping the human, again, back into human resources.
Yeah.
Check in with your team, because you have to ask them, what is it that's going to engage you and keep you happy and keep you here?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, they'll tell you.
Yeah, because they may not volunteer it, but once you ask, they could open up.
Yes, absolutely.
Which should really help.
Absolutely.
All right, so you get to leave a question for the next person. It could be any topic, anything.
Well, again, being part of the Kentucky SHRM Council, I'm going to ask a very simple question. Are you a dual member of your local chapter and the National SHRM, and what resources have you used from the national chapter
Okay.
of SHRM?
So are you a member of a chapter?
Of your local chapter, and are you a member of the national chapter of SHRM, and what resources have you used from National SHRM?
Okay, awesome. That's a great question.
Thank
'Cause
you.
hopefully they're all here learning.
Hopefully they're all here learning. Hopefully they're networking and connecting, which is what we want them to do. If you haven't met me or your current chair, go out and reach out to her, Patricia William Key, and the rest of the board. We're happy to help you and have a great conference.
Fantastic. All right, Rawleigh. Well, thanks for doing this, man.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
Jim,
it.
close that file.
Thanks for listening to the Workforce Therapy Files. We hope you learned something new, and we're thankful for the time that you spent with us today. If there's a topic you'd like us to discuss, reach out to us. Our contact information's listed in the show notes. Until next time, keep your head up.